Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Maria, and in today's video I have got a big haul to go over with you guys. I feel like this is another collective haul from the past 2-3 months. I feel like that's the best way I can do them because I tend to buy little and often. Yeah, I never really do like a massive book haul together because I really don't need to do that. It's not like I'm low on books to read, so that's not something I need to do. We've got some that have really stacked up over the past few months. Got some new releases, some just books that I bought for myself. We'll get straight into it because I've got quite a few to go through, but I'm so excited. I hope you enjoy. I love a book haul, so I hope you enjoy this. Go through romance first and then we can go through fantasy. I don't know where to start. Okay, no I do. So the first books that I have to show you that I've bought myself were The Long Game as well as Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. These obviously, if you haven't heard about them, where have you been? Because we love Rachel Reed and we love Heated Rivalry. I did only get myself the books based on Ilya and Shane, so I feel like I need to go back before I go into The Long Game and get the others to read first because I feel that's where the most emotional impact is going to come, seeing them in the other books as well potentially. I don't know how many cameos they get, but I would like to at least have the other stories as well, and I do want to go into Scott's story. Let me know in the comments if you also recommend that. I loved Heated Rivalry and I would love to go into The Long Game, but I think I need to take a step back, get into Game Changers, go through the other books before this, and then read this. I loved Heated Rivalry. I loved the show. I then have In Her Own League by Liz Tomfordy. I have already read this and I have loved it so much. I of course knew that when this was going to be released I was going to pick it up immediately, and of course I did. I just adore Liz Tomfordy so much, and I feel at this point everything I read by her is going to be a 5-star. I love Reese and Monty. I love the amount of Kai and Miller, Isaiah and Kennedy we get in this. I love them so much. They are everything to me. I could read their stories 1,000 times. I also just adore this cover. I think it's absolutely stunning, and I just didn't expect it. I thought it was going to be a bit simpler like the Windy City series, but I adore this and I think it's perfect for their story. If you haven't already picked this one up, please do. It's a baseball romance where our FMC is the owner, the new owner of one of the baseball teams, and obviously with that, women in sports is always going to be men who are in the sports that think they are better and more entitled to the sports. So be prepared for that, be prepared for a bit of misogyny and sexism, but it is so good. And obviously Emmett is the team's coach, so it's that dynamic which is great. It's so good, and if you love a badass FMC, she is your girl. She is your girl. And again, we get so much of previous characters from Windy City. If you love that, go into this. Also bought myself God of Ruin and God of Fury by Rena Kent. These are books, I think 4 and 5 in the Legacy of God series. I only bought these two, I don't know why. But they are the ones I feel I want to pick up the most. I have read God of Malice and God of Wrath, and I do have a funny relationship with Rena Kent's books. I haven't loved them all, but I've enjoyed some, and it's just weird. I didn't like, what's the series called? It's the Monster trilogy? I don't know. Heart of My Monster, Blood of My Monster, that one. Didn't like that one at all. Also, I read the series before this. I think, is that right? I don't know. The one where they're in the same school? Could be so wrong right now, but the series where that most of their parents come from, read that as well, the series before them, with like most of the parents, I believe, and I feel like I enjoyed some of the books, but then I didn't enjoy most of the books. I just have a bit of a funny relationship with Rena Kent, but I feel like if I'm going to enjoy any, it will be these. I feel like I'm putting them off at this point, but I think It's God of Ruin is on my 26 and 2026 to be read, so I should pick that up. That should be an incentive for me, but I don't know, I feel like I'm putting them off at this point because of how I've been with her before. I think this is the one I want to pick up most, but I'm just most intrigued by it. I feel like it's the most loved book from the series. I can't wait. Okay. We then have the entire Lucky River Ranch series that is out so far. That is Cash, Duke, Wyatt and Sawyer, all by Jessica Peterson. Another small town romance series for me to read over the course of the summer. I mean, these covers, stunning. Honestly, gorgeous. If you're going to do a small town cover, please let it be like this, because they are the epitome of small town romance. They are so pretty. Even just like the colour scheme, I feel it's so gorgeous. And I cannot wait to pick these up. But I am trying to finish off other small town series that I'm in the middle of currently before I go into this. I just think these will be such fun, fast-paced reads. And I'm forever chasing the feeling that I got with Chestnut Springs. That is the OG. They feel like the epitome of summer, so I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to that. Now we've got some like miscellaneous, some romance books that aren't a series. The next one I have is Darling Daffodil's Farm by Brittany Nicole. This is a more recent purchase that I got a few weeks ago in Bath. Honestly, I feel the cover is absolutely stunning. Perfect for this time of year and going into summer. I think it's so gorgeous, and the moment I saw it, when people were getting all the arcs and stuff, I just knew I had to pick this up. And I saw it in the works, obviously, in Bath, and I just thought, why not? It's another read for summer that I'm sure I will literally be able to read in 1 or 2 sittings, so I'm very excited for that. And I just feel this summer is going to be full of good, fun, fast-paced romances. I don't know anything about it, aside from the fact that it's on a daffodil farm, I guess. I don't really know. Sounds good, looks good, I'm excited, and again, the cover is gorgeous. I love when the spine has like flowers or something on the side that correlates to the front of the cover or to the book. So simple but so effective. I think it's gorgeous and I cannot wait for it. We then have Cold Tea by Marianne Potter. I actually just want to buy all of Marianne Potter's books because she is my favourite slow burn author. She is honestly top 2 romance authors, maybe even top 2 authors of all time. I feel for me my top 3 romance authors has to be Liz Tomfordy, Marianne Potter, and I want to say Kennedy Ryan, but I feel like I haven't read enough of her books to say that, although I could say the same about Marianne Potter. So many people have this as their favourite book from her, so I'm very excited for that. I feel like it could be similar, but then I have a hard time imagining anything topping Wait For It, because I love that book so much. Literally perfect. I could not tell you a single thing I'd want to change about that to make it better. I'm really excited for her other books, and this is obviously one I want to go into and I have to go into, so this and The Wall of Winnipeg and Me will be read over the course of the next few months. I then have The Boyfriend Candidate by Ashley Winstead, which was another The Works purchase. I believe this was in the 3 for £7 or 3 for however much it is deal. I just thought, why not? Because I saw Ellen Catherine reading this and she really enjoyed it, so I thought it's just going to be a fun little romance to pick up. Again, one of the books I think I could sit down and read in 1 or 2 sittings. I just think it would be really fun to read at some point over summer or spring and just fly through it. I then have It's Different This Time, which was a pre-order that I had, an anticipated release. Sorry, this cover actually is gorgeous. New York City setting, which I feel if you know me, you will know that is my perfect dream setting for a book, because New York City is my future. Set in autumn, which I've obviously missed the entire point of, but I was never going to get it because it came out, I don't even know when. I think it was like meant to come out this month, but then I got it early, but it was already released in America, so I don't know. I cannot wait to read this. I feel like it's going to be such a fun book, and it's one of those friends to lovers sort of situations, and it's a second chance. I'm not a massive fan of second chance, but I am a fan of friends to lovers, so hopefully that will be able to save it. And again, the setting, I feel like that's obviously always going to be a positive in my eyes. I then have And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. This was also a pre-order that I got on a Waterstones deal day when it was cheaper to get them. I haven't loved B.K. Borison so far from the 2 books in the Love Like Farm series I've listened to, but I have hopes for this series because I've heard amazing things. Again, Ellen Catherine loved this book, so I feel like I'm going to. And the premise as well. It's weather reporters, which is so exciting. I've never read a book based on weather reporters. Never even heard of a book aside from this one that is that sort of theme and setup. I'd love to go back into First Time Caller as well. And I just kind of want to see the B.K. Borison love at this point, because I feel from what I've gotten so far, I've not had the best experience. But like I said, I have hope for her later books, because obviously writing matures and grows as you grow. In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. This is one I obviously had to buy because I have loved When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect by her, both in the When in Rome series, and I feel I'm going to love the rest of this series and I cannot wait to go into it. I keep saying this, gorgeous cover, gorgeous cover. I love this. I think this may be my favourite out of all 4 from this series. Don't judge a book by its cover, but like, do. Again, loved her books so far that I've read, and I feel I have high hopes for the rest of this series. And the premise of this, what can I say? And the last romance I have for this haul is On Thin Ice by Olivia Bell. This is also one that I got very recently. Literally came, I think, in the mail a few days ago, and I actually believe this has been sent out early, because from what I had written down, it was meant to be coming out on the 9th of April. It sounds so good. I also ordered this with And Now Back to You when it was a Waterstones deal day, and honestly I just read the back, it sounded so good, so I thought, let me pre-order this. I haven't read anything remotely like this before, so I'm very excited for the entire premise. It's a almost like Strictly Come Dancing, but Dancing on Ice, is that it? It's like those, obviously a competition where they're paired up and it's filmed, etc. I'm so excited. But what more could a girl want? I cannot wait for this. I feel like the premise, I will fly through it, and I just hope it delivers. Then we move on to the fantasy section of this haul. I've got a stack or 2 to take you through, so we will get straight into that. The first book I have is a more recent purchase, which is Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. I have wanted to get this book for so long, and I just kind of put it off for God knows what reason, but this is also on my 26 and 2026 to read, and I am so excited. I have seen literally indescribable amounts of hype surrounding this series. What is it even about? An empire of vampires? I literally don't have a clue what this is about, but I'm so excited. And like I said, there has been so much hype around it that I cannot wait for it. I genuinely have no clue what to expect going into it, but I feel like everything I have seen of it has been amazing. So many people I watch myself and follow myself have loved this and have all rated it really highly. So I'm literally I hope I love it. I feel like it will take me a minute to read because of the length and the text size, but I just hope that I enjoy it because the amount of love surrounding it is quite literally insane. I then have the Jasad Air as well as the Jasad Crown, or Jasad, however you say it, I don't know. This was a more recent purchase, but I have had the Jasad Air for a little while now. Cute little duology for me to read. The amount of things I've seen surrounding the Jasad Air since it came out, I genuinely don't know. It has got so much hype, and I just know that if you love a slow burn sort of yearning book, then this is one for you. I have heard so many good things. It gives me the vibes of An Ember in the Ashes, which I absolutely adored. I will say I've seen way more positive things about the first book than this one, but I obviously am going to give it its own chance and experience it for myself because everyone has different opinions, but I cannot wait. I've been putting this off for so long, but it is, I'm sure it's one of my 26 and 2026. So there's that, and the fact that I just really need to know what it's about and where the hype comes from and if I'm going to love it. I need to be picking up more books that I just think are going to be highly rated from me to stop myself from getting in slumps like I'm in. I hope this revives me. I then have, would you believe it, this entire Fae for Spies? Fae Academy for Spies series. So that is Avalon Tower, Vale of Dreams and Lady of the Lake, all by Cian Crawford and Alex Rivers. I don't know what I'm going into, but I've heard nothing but good things. I feel like this is going to be such a fast-paced, fun fantasy series, so there's that. That's all I really care about. One of my friends on Book Talk / TikTok just absolutely loved this when she read it, so I'm very excited because of that. Honestly, again, don't know what I'm going into. I just feel it's one of those reads that's potentially going to be pure vibes, so I can't wait. I wish I could just read 10 books at one time, but obviously I can't, so I'm hoping I'll be able to go into this at some point soon. I feel like the vibes are set for summer and I will be able to fly through this, and hopefully it'll be one of those series where I can just go from the first to the second to the third without having books between. I just want a bingeable series right now, so I'm hoping this will give me what I want when I pick it up. Shadow of the Tenebrous Court trilogy, which is A Kiss of Iron, A Promise of Lies and A Touch of Poison. These are some chunky books, like chunky. They are heavy. So excited for this. I remember seeing so much hype around A Kiss of Iron when the ARCs were going out because Emmy Rossum had the ARC and she read it and she loved it. She really enjoyed it. So I'm so excited to continue this book and see what happens. I have started it and I have literally gotten like 50 pages in and I've not continued it since, purely because I wasn't in the mood to read it at that time, so I put it down and we'll come back to it when I'm more in the mood for it. A Curse of Ashes by Soraya Wilson, which is the third and final book in the Eye of the Goddess trilogy series. I'm not quite sure. I do believe from my knowledge that it is the third and final book, but I'm not 100% sure. I have not read A Tribute of Fire yet. I do want to as soon as I can, but again, I've just not been in the mood to pick anything up at the moment. So I'm waiting for me to be out of this slump, but I am very excited for this series. I feel like I've heard such amazing things and I feel like I've got such high expectations going into it because of the things I've seen. I feel recently I've seen way more hype than I have before, but I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it and I feel like it's going to be one of those sort of, especially the first book, trial aspects that are more unique than I expect, because I feel like they're so done now that it's highly unlikely to get a unique setting, but I feel it could be. I then have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I mean, this is a classic book for you to go into. You have to pick this up if you are into any sort of bookish recommendation videos on any social platform. This is so talked about and so loved that I have to go into it. I feel it was one of those books that I was never really planning on going into, and then I saw so many people picking it up that I love to watch their videos of, and they all recommended it, so I feel I have to now. Yeah, I feel like I might not see the love for this book in this one, but I feel once I get to book 2 and book 3, I will eventually see why everyone loves it and why everyone has been raving about it for the past, I don't know how long, since it came out, I guess. I feel it's a book I will actually really enjoy because I do love a dystopian sort of sci-fi. I just don't pick them up as often as I should. Out of fantasy and dystopian, I would say when I was younger I leaned more towards dystopian and sci-fi because I loved, not necessarily sci-fi, but like the Maze Runner, the Hunger Games, literally anything like that was so up my street, so get me back into the genre. In the Veins of the Drowning by Kaylee Cassidy. This is one I have seen everywhere recently. I feel like everyone has been loving it. It's quite short for a fantasy, but I feel doesn't measure the amount of enjoyment I'll get out of it, so I am very excited for this. I have high expectations going into it and I actually love the cover. I was actually so surprised when I saw it in the works because I had heard nothing about it being obviously put in the works or anything, so I'm very happy I found it in there when I did. It was literally like £3.50. It was one of the books in the 3 for 7 deal, or I don't know what the deal is anymore, it's changed. I was so happy when I saw it. I literally rushed to pick it up because I didn't realise it had been put in the works, like I said, but can't wait. I don't honestly know what to expect. It's more monstery than classic fantasy, so new to me, but I don't know. I feel like everyone I have seen talk about it has loved it, so again, high expectations. Unearthly by Cynthia Hand. This is a recent purchase of mine. I feel another book I got in Bath and the works because these have been put in the works as well. I remember seeing these covers changing and I saw Emmy Rossum had read them and loved them and recommended them. Obviously she got the Fairy Loot editions, I believe, and these covers are stunning. I'm sorry, gorgeous. I believe these are similar to Mortal Instruments and Cassidy Clare's world. I really want to read more Shadowhunter-y sort of books because I have loved the Mortal Instruments. I didn't love the Infernal Devices so much, but I would love to branch out and try other ones that are similar, and this is what I believe is Shadowhunters. I feel like that's all I ever say. I can't wait to see what it's all about. I don't know what it's about, but I want to find out and I want to pick this up, and I feel it will be one of those books that I love and really enjoy and just have a really fun time with, and I just will never get over these covers. Mortal Dark by Tigest Gurma. This is another one I've seen everywhere and I feel I've kind of missed the hype train for it, but now I've obviously got it to read and I'm very, very unsure of what to expect. I think I've seen a real mix of ratings and reviews. Some people loved it and some people haven't enjoyed it so much, but again, I just do enjoy vampire fantasy. I do enjoy a vampire setting because I've seen so much controversy, I guess. Maybe not controversy, but so much a real mixture of different reviews that I don't know whether I will actually love it or not. But the premise of it does sound very good. The back sounds amazing and I can't wait to find out what it's actually about and what the story is. Like, it's faces in the... Oh my god, I have only literally just seen that. That's so cool. I then bought myself the new cover of Quicksilver because I had the alternative, that's the word I was looking for. I had the alternative indie cover and edition back when it was still indie published, and then obviously they went to traditional publish them. After they had finally come out with these new covers and Brimstone was this, I decided to get this one to match, and that's really all I did, because I love this and I wanted my collection to be neat and tidy, especially with the books going forward, as long as they don't change these covers again. I wanted them all to be cohesive, and then to have my cute little one of a kind, not one of a kind, but you know, rare indie edition of Quicksilver as well. I feel like I mentally am the type of person that's like, yeah, I'll buy another set, a special edition of a book that I love, but I actually am not. If I want to buy a special edition of a book I love, it has to be really love, because I just can't have multiple editions for some reason. The only books I've got multiple editions of are Throne of Glass, I think, and obviously Quicksilver now. I am just like not the type of person who can buy multiple editions of a book unless I really, really love it. Moving on, because that's just irrelevant. Then I've got Daggermouth by H.M. Wolf. This is what I'm currently reading, and I bought it recently before the indie editions went out of print because I love this cover so much. I feel like this sort of cover is all you need for a dystopian novel because it is literally simple but effective. I love this cover and I feel like I had to get it, and I just love an indie edition so much. So, of course, validates my reason, but gorgeous, love it, and I don't know, I love it. One very special edition that I'm so excited about, and I cannot believe I actually managed to get my hands on. Fallen Stars by Imani Eriyu, which is obviously the fairy edition. If you don't know, where have you been, because these are so gorgeous. I wish I had Heavenly Bodies as well, but I don't, and I'm also not willing to pay resale prices. It's so bad of me to have not even read Heavenly Bodies yet, but I haven't. So I just think the covers are so gorgeous. I mean, I love this and the sprayed edges, but the real reason I wanted this was literally that. How gorgeous is this naked hardcover? I'm obsessed. This is probably one of my most prized possessions because I know how many people want to get their hands on them. Then I have Immorta, which is another new release by Ava Reid. I have genuinely not read anything by Ava Reid before, but I remember seeing this. I don't know if this was in the book deal, but I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I read the back of the book, the blurb, and I just really loved what it was. And I think this cover's so gorgeous. That in foiling, so cute. I genuinely don't know what to expect, and like I said, I don't think I've read anything by Ava Reid before. I don't know what else she has written. Oh, A Study in Drowning. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. I haven't read that yet either, but I feel this will be perfect for the gothic vibes because, I'm sorry, the cover is just literally like perfect for that. Might not be as amazing for summer or spring, but I do love a gothic fantasy any time of year. But The Wings That Bind, which was a new release as well. This is by Briar Bolin and the third book in the Bloodwing Academy series. This is the Waterstones special edition that was on pre-order and the one to match my other two books in this series. I loved On Wings of Blood and I rated it a 5-star. I did enjoy the second book, The Bond That Burns. I did enjoy that, but I also didn't. It just felt so cut off from the first book, even though I feel like it just takes place straight after. I don't know what it was. It's a really short book in comparison. For some reason it's only 300 pages compared to this and the first being longer than that. I don't know why that is, but I don't know if that had any effect, because I feel like usually when you have a book that's 550 pages that starts off a series, you continue with these long books because then you get a whole story, a whole section of the story in that. I don't know, and I think that's where I was so confused by the fact that it was 300 pages. I was like kind of put off. The Night Prince, which is obviously a release a new release from it being traditionally published. I have already read this book and I absolutely loved it. I cannot wait for book 3, which comes out later on this year. I had the time of my life reading this, and I just think these new covers are so cute, so simple but so true to the story, and I don't think they're that different from the originals, which is always nice. Can't wait to see where it goes next. If you haven't read it, please do. It's obviously a wolf sort of setting with that sort of dynamic, which I absolutely love in a fantasy, and I haven't gotten enough of it. I need more, so if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I just love the entire setup of this. I loved where the plot went, and I cannot wait to see the continuous development in book 3 and have it finally wrap up, because I need to know who she ends up with. The final book I have is A Dark Forgetting by Kristen Cicerelli. I am yet to even read The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli, so I don't know what to go into at all based on writing. I have that to also read at some point, but I obviously don't have that right now. I am excited for this, and again, I don't know what I'm going into, but it looks and sounds like it would be a good sort of gothic, maybe potentially darker fantasy. It sounds more gothic than... Oh no, because The Crimson Moth was quite gothic. Yeah. I haven't heard the best things about this so far. I mean, I haven't really seen it talked about, especially when you look at how much hype The Crimson Moth had back when that was first released. So yeah, definitely a lot less than that, but I mean, I'm excited either way. 37 books if I've counted correctly. Wow, I need to stop. But I mean, it was over the course of like 3 months, so I guess that's fine. It's crazy if you think about it. If I buy almost 40 books every quarter of the year, I am buying over 100 books in a year. It figures, honestly, it figures. I don't think it's really that problematic because it is spread over a few months, so it doesn't really matter. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. I love hearing from you all, so be sure to do that. I hope we can go through some of these books together and read them at some point. I always say that. It never happens, but I am aiming to get better again at my reading vlogs. It is purely because of how badly I've been reading this year. Like, I've not been reading anything because I'm in the worst slump of my life. So I'm hoping I'll get out of that soon, and I'm hoping I will enjoy reading again soon. Let me know if you want to see me read any of these books in specific. Obviously I have read a few of them, not all, so if I haven't said I have read them, I haven't read them. Really, I'm excited for most of these books. I feel like I have had a very good haul over the past few months. I have more books coming, but yeah, again, like I said, let me know if you want to see any. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all very soon when I have more books to show you, I'm sure.